Okay, welcome everybody. We are officially starting our group chat. And before we started this chat here, we were just kind of discussing goals and how important it is to have a goal for yourself for the month, every month. If you're a business owner in any business, it's very important to have a financial goal set every single month. Because if not, if you're waiting for people, nobody's coming knocking on your door saying, hey man, I got this phone I want to sell, right? We need to go make it happen. We need to close. We need to post ads every day. And we need to be what they call the rainmaker and make the business happen every single day when we wake up. So we got to make sure our attitude is in check and we're excited and ready to take action, right? Because people can sense that. People can sense if we are excited when they get on the phone with us, if they want us to sell the phone. If they don't sense that you want the business, they might end up giving that business to somebody who does want it, right? So it's very important to be excited and have something you're working for. So we talked about that really quick before we started the group chat. And before we get into other things, I'm going to do a couple of appraisal drills in a second, but I want to mention there was a big market shift just recently, and it happened 2 weeks ago in the industry. I'm not going to get into details. It's really not important what shifts the market, but it doesn't happen that often. But occasionally, we're in the technology industry, so sometimes market shifts do occur. So what happened was this. The prices on most phones, any phones that were locked to a carrier, dipped by between $30 to $50 a piece, okay? Which is okay. That's not a big deal. It doesn't hurt our business. But here's the thing. You bought phones, let's say, the week before the market dipped, and you're finding that they're not selling. The reason is because there is such a sudden drop fast that you probably are selling your phone for a price you thought was accurate, but it's probably no longer accurate because the market dropped. So you need to drop your price, sell your stuff, and it's not, you know, it's not, this is not a normal thing, but sometimes it's just one of those things we got to kind of suck it up. It happened to me. We bought a bunch of phones, and some of the prices for that week, we had to chop them down, and we lost the profits on them. But I've only seen the market shift that rapidly, like 3 times in the 7 years I've been doing this. So this is not a normal occurrence. And now that we know the market shift, we can now buy the phones accordingly. Is this making sense to everybody? Did anybody like see this happen, or is anybody experiencing some of this stuff with maybe slower eBay sales, or your phones aren't selling, maybe the last week or two? We have a 2-week holding period on our items, so we see it a little bit more because we have to hold our stuff for 2 weeks, which is unfortunate because 2 weeks we don't know about the market shift until later. So we got to end up eating a little bit more. But just like they say, the quickest way out of a bad investment is get out as fast as possible. So the biggest thing is to lower the prices, move your inventory, and now buy at the new market prices, which we've done amazing. I mean, today we bought like 15 phones today, so we're back in action. It's great. And we made money on all those phones. But I just want to warn you guys, make sure you do most of your appraisals after the market shifted from now on, okay? Just so you guys make sure you're buying at the right prices. So the market shifted after about April 3rd, all right? So you want to make sure that you're buying according to the prices after April 3rd. You don't want to be appraising a phone from like February or March, because you're going to get a false appraisal, because the market might be $50 higher on that particular phone, last month versus now. Does this make sense, guys? Okay, so I want to make sure you guys don't overpay. So let's just do like a quick example. Like Frankie, you were saying an iPhone 8 Plus for AT&T, right? 64 gigabyte. We were doing an appraisal on this phone earlier. So let's do an appraisal really quick and take a look. So make sure, remember, we're going to go to sold listings. Oh, I'm going to hit AT&T. And we go to sold listings. All right, so an 8 Plus. So we have one here for $475. This is good condition. Now this is unlocked. So you want to be, the unlocked thing does have a little bit more weight now after this, with this particular market shift. So be careful, make sure you're not appraising phones as unlocked if they are for a carrier, because you're going to end up overpaying. So here's a more accurate one, 357. So we got one at 357, 350, 375. So more than likely, this phone will sell for 375. Now let's scroll down. Let's go I don't know, back in March or something like that. Let's pick like an old listing. There's a lot of iPhone 8 Plus as well. 6 pages deep, and we're still only at April 11th. Let me go way down. April 7th. Let me go back again. Let's go to, okay, April 1st. So look at this. So this one, well, that one's unlocked, so we can't use that one. Let's pick a carrier locked one. That's a bad ESN. So for $349, but that's a bad ESN. So 415. I see 380, 415. So about 50 bucks is what this one dropped. This phone dropped about 40, 50 bucks over that, through that market shift. So again, if you're appraising, from April 1st, in this situation, we have iPhone 8 Plus has got a ton of options to choose from. We have a lot of comparables, fortunately, so we can pick a lot of recent ones. But some of the more obscure phones, you won't have as many options, so just be careful with that, okay? Does anybody have a question on this? Does this make sense? And I don't want to be negative or anything like that, but I feel it's important for you guys to know this stuff so we can be careful that you don't overpay now, and we all make money. And people are still selling their phones. Don't think that we're not going to be able to buy as many phones because the market shifted, because the competitors everywhere will all have to pay lower prices. And the customers, it's been 2 weeks now, so all those people that were shopping around, like last week it was a little slower because people were probably annoyed that the market shifted, and they're like, well, why is all of a sudden people were offering me 400, or whatever, like 200, now they're only offering me 150. But now that they've tried calling everybody and nobody's going up in their price, they realized, okay, nobody's going to pay, something happened, let me just get it out of here. And the customers are unloading all their phones now. Like I said, we bought like 15 phones today, okay? So we obviously now people are starting to catch up, which is a good thing, okay? Let's see. Francisco says, I'm assuming this includes iPads with cellular. Yeah, iPads hold a little bit more of their value though, because most people buy an iPad usually anyways just to use it as an iPad, not as a phone. So I don't think the market shifted as much for iPads and tablets and laptops as it did just phones. It's mostly locked phones, but if you want, you can always go back and see the difference. Remember, the date is when the market shifted was April 3rd. So just remember, anything after April 3rd should be fairly okay to do an appraisal on for a phone. So if you want to look back and see if there is a price difference on some iPads, you could do that. Like, let's pick an iPad. Let's do an appraisal on it really quick because we wanted to do some appraisal deals. Why don't you guys give me an appraisal on an iPad that you want to do? Give me a model iPad that you got to appraise. Let's do that. We can actually take a look at that. How about, anybody get iPad Pros? iPad Pro 3, good, that's a good one. These things are money makers, guys, by the way. These iPad Pros, if you're not buying them, we make a ton of money off of these. iPad Pro 3, third generation, okay. So usually, by the way, you want to do third, you say like first, second, or third when you're appraising an iPad instead of just 3, because you won't get as much that comes up. Always say third, and that's a little technique. So these are nice because look at this. This is worth $1,000. I'm going to assume, let's do a 64 gig. So we have April 16th. It looks like we have a lot of comparables on this iPad too, because look at, I keep going April 15th. So we should be pretty good. We should be able to easily find 3 comparables for this particular one, but we can go back and see if the market shifted on it. So we're going to do 64 gigabyte just to whittle this down a little bit. I'll type that in. So we have 700, and we add the shipping here, 712. This one here, we have 750. This one's cellular unlocked. We're not going to use that. Let's just do a Wi-Fi only. Let's do a Wi-Fi only. That one's factory sealed, so we're not going to use that one. That one's has a carrier unlocked. See, look at the difference, right? Like 710, and it's an unlocked one versus 712, and it's it's Wi-Fi only. It was not even really a difference in the price. So that tells you right there, people don't really care that much about the carriers with these iPads. It's not that important because if you look, it almost sold for the same exact price with or without having cellular service. So that tells you right there. Here's one for 777. This one sold only 670, but it was a buy it now. I think they accidentally lowballed themselves without knowing. So let's look at another one. Here's another one. That one's 710. So I'm appraising this at about 750. Let's take a look. No, actually not 750. I'm sorry. I'm going to appraise it about 720 because some of these were like with the box and everything. Let's go back to like March and see. So it was 770 in March plus $70 shipping. So it's 800. 790. So it looks like a little dip, but this looks normal because this is almost a month and a half now, and it went down about 40 bucks. But it's a $700 item, so it's not really that much of a dip. 720, 750. I don't see that much change on the iPad. So I think on iPads, it really doesn't matter, okay? By the way, I want to share with you guys something also. I literally just listed this laptop today that I sold. And who here, give me a 1 if you're buying laptops now, and give me a 2 if you're still not. Let's see, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2. Wow, a lot of people still not buying laptops. Okay. So let me just give you guys a little more motivation to buy laptops and how important it is. You guys really don't need to know anything about laptops in order to sell laptops. So let me pick one right here. I'll show you. Look at all these just sold tonight. I literally listed these like a half hour before I did the group chat. Okay. Oh. So check this out. Look at this. Here's a Mac. Look at how many MacBooks we sold. This is just today, guys. It's 1, 2, 3, $1,600. You know what we paid for this? Anybody take a guess? I'm gonna pull it out right here. If it sold for $1,600, what do you guys think we paid? Let's see what you guys say. $900, $800, $950, $800, $900. So we bought it for $1,075. So we made about $400 profit after fees. We bought it for $1,075, and it sold in 5 minutes. So here's the thing, right? If you are advertising for these and you make offers, you're going to get these, right? But if you're not trying to get laptops and you're nervous, you're probably not going to get them. So look at this. You guys are saying, well, I need to know how to, I need to know all about laptops to buy them. But this thing is sealed in the box. Like, it's brand new. All I need to know is what it's going to sell for, because it's not even opened, right? So, like, I didn't even need to know anything about computers here. eBay lister, he took it out of the box and just turned it on to list it, just to show that it worked. But like, you didn't need to know anything about MacBooks. All you need to know is which model it is, and it says it right there on the box too, right? So, like, if you're super nervous, just go for only like a sure bet like this one, where let me just see if we can show up close. I mean, it tells you the specs right there, right? See, MacBook Pro, 15-inch, right? And you can get the model number, I believe, right over here. It's MR932. So see that? There you go, MR932, right? So when I go to eBay and I look this up, MR932, there it is. It shows up. And now this is the exact laptop right here. We go to sold, and this fills out the specs for you. As long as you know that particular model number, it's going to give you the specs on all these automatically, right? So it's the same. That model number has the same specs on all of them. I think I lowballed myself on this. I should have probably sold this for like $1,800. Well, I wanted to blow it out quick and get a quick sale, but now that I'm looking at it, probably should have sold that for $1,800. I still scored, and that I lowballed myself, and I still made $400 profit. Anybody else want to lowball themselves and make $400? So see, like, I don't know what I'm doing with these, and we're still making money. So that's a good thing about that, right? Let me pick another one that we've got here, because laptops is so much money. Let me see if this one's sold. Do you guys want to see this? You want me to move on to something else? By the way, I don't want to bore you, but I really feel like this is going to help you guys if you're struggling, right? Like, I think laptops is an amazing way to make good money. Let me go to selling. Let's go to another one that we got. Oops. We want waiting shipment. Right here. Look at this. So this MacBook right here. It's a MacBook Pro 15.4. Now see the model number right here, guys? See, it's MJL Q2LL, right? So we go to MJL Q2LL. Oops, I'm trying to get to the top of this eBay bar. Here we go. What did I say it was? MJ. Let me look at it again. MJL Q2LL. Watch this. So we can actually see right here. See this? It's got the model number right there. So all those specs are the same as this particular MacBook, okay? Now, MacBooks are not that hard. You just look at it, just turn it on, make sure that make sure it turns on, right? The buttons usually, look, I don't even know what I'm doing with these, and we're still selling these. Isn't that awesome, right? Like, you don't need to know anything about this stuff. Um, that's the charger. Where is the power button on this thing? Usually it's on the side. Oh, it's right on the MacBook. See? I told you guys, I don't know anything about these. There we go. So the power button is right here in the corner. You just turn that on like that, right? You turn it on, and then you can just restore it. Now, I don't know how to restore them either. All you do is this. You go to YouTube and just type in how to restore MacBook, and it will walk you through it. It's very easy. How to restore MacBook Pro. And just watch a quick 10-minute video, and it will show you how to factory reset these. You don't need like special software or anything like that. It literally is just it's a couple series of steps where you erase the MacBook, and then you can flip it. That's all you got to do. And as long as it turns on and you can erase it, you're going to be okay, right? You're not going to have any problems. Do you guys have a question?
That's what I'm saying, but you were looking for it. You were looking through the drawers. Abuela just finished telling me now. So.
Asim says he has a question. Yes, what is your question on that, Asim? Because the reason why I like MacBooks, guys, is we paid $385 for this, right? And it sold for $700. So after fees, we're looking at a $300 profit on this. So this really helps when things are slow with phones to be able to pick up a MacBook. Asim, go ahead. Was that you that just unmuted yourself?
Yeah. Hey, Dave, can you hear me?
Yep.
Great. I hope you're doing good tonight. So,
thanks.
Yeah. So, I definitely want to switch over to laptops because everything I've been working, Frankie knows he's been trying to help me out with, tweaking my stuff and picks and all that. So how do you find the model number if they don't have the box? Because the people that keep trying to sell me theirs are like, they're trying to sell a 2007 or a 2012. They're really old and I can't offer them that much, but I don't know how to tell them to give me the model number so I can find out exactly what it is so I appraise right.
So just ask them what the model is. So there's no perfect way to do things, right? So here's the thing, guys. When you're on a call with someone, right? I can sympathize with what you're saying, right? So we got to be a little bit, even my employees, I tell them, this business takes a little bit of creativity and with the intention of getting the deal in mind. So my intention is, okay, what do I need to know? I just need to figure out this model number. Hey, Asim, do you know the model number on that laptop? Give you some kind of excuse the customer says.
I think it's, I don't know, honestly, man. I don't know where it's at. I don't know how to get to it.
All right, look, can you look underneath the laptop and tell me if you see some numbers or anything like that?
Okay, I didn't try that.
I know. All right, so let's walk through it. This is a good one for everybody.
Okay.
Can you see if you see any numbers or a series of letters or numbers in the bottom of it?
Yeah, give me 1 sec. Let me take a look.
Okay. Now this is what's going to happen. He's going to rattle off some numbers. Some of them, they might be junk, right? Obviously, if he says MJLQ2LL, okay, boom, I know score. That's a model number. But he might give me some weird serial number like this, and I'm going to type it in, and nothing's going to show up. So I know, okay, well, that's not the model number, right? Let's pick. So then let's say he says that. Okay, he's like, okay, I see an SHKSDBD. Now, if it's this long, chances are I already know that's probably a serial number and not a model number, right? So in that situation, I want to be like, well, Asim, I think that's the serial number. I don't think that's the model number. Is there maybe a shorter number? It could be maybe on the top of the laptop. Maybe when you open the keyboard, do you see anything that says Inspiron or some kind of make and model of the laptop?
Okay. Yeah, I think, well, it says here, when I pull up the help, I don't see the numbers, but it says here that it was mid 2007. Does that help?
Okay, 2000, that helps. And what's the model of it? Who makes it? What kind of computer is it?
It's a MacBook.
It's a MacBook. Okay, a MacBook 2007. And did you see the specs anywhere on the sticker or anything like that?
Let me see. I don't see the sticker, but it says.
Is the computer on? Do you have it on right now?
Yeah, so it does turn on, and I can get to the help.
If you can go on and just go on, and then in your software, just go to the About section and see if you tell me in the About section if it tells you what model it is, because usually we'll say in the About section.
Okay, so it says I don't have a model number, but I do have a serial number.
Okay, a serial number won't help me, unfortunately. I would need a model number, but are there any other specs there? I see two. Let's just see what I see for MacBook 2007. So that's,
Okay.
that's a fairly old computer now, because that, we're talking 12 years in the computer world is almost an antique, right? So
Okay.
I'm probably not going to be able to give you a whole lot for this, but I mean, I don't know the exact model, but if as long as it's a 2007, if it turns on, I'd give you like $5 on it. Would that work for you?
Okay. Well, what if it doesn't turn on because the screens aren't there and you can see the circuits?
If it doesn't turn on that particular model, I unfortunately wouldn't be able to buy because there wouldn't be any resale value left on that. But do you have anything else? Do you have any newer computers or laptops?
I have phones.
Phones? Okay, great. What kind of phones you got? So then we'll head in that direction. We're going off on a tangent at this point now. Did that help you a little bit to go kind of walk through it?
It did a little bit. The reason I gave it to you like that is because I had a guy that was trying to sell. He wouldn't accept my lower offer since it was an older model. He's like, well, the screen's worth $50. And it's like, I kind of did what you did there and just moved on. But so your MacBooks are selling that fast? Like you said, you sold some today?
Today I sold them in a half hour after listing them. Like literally, I listed these. My eBay lister dropped them off my house at 7 o'clock. At 7:30, I listed them, and then I got on the group chat with 8 o'clock with you guys, and these are sold. These were listed at 7:30, a half hour before I started the group chat right here.
This is crazy because the thing is after I got with Frankie and I got with Sam and they were helping me with my listings and everything, I actually called eBay last night and I ended up talking to him just to see what was going on. And the guy that I talked to said, your listings look great. Your feedback is good. You should be selling. He mentioned possibly that it was a market share.
If you're not selling, it's because your price is too high.
Okay. All right.
I will bet money on it. I will pull cash out of my pocket and bet money that your price is too high. For everybody here, anybody here that's not selling, your price is too high. Guarantee it. So if you're not selling, drop the price, it will sell. And you might be like, well, I dropped the price $10, still didn't sell. It's because you didn't drop it enough. You got to drop it. If the market shifts and it dropped $40 and you dropped your phone $10, it's still not going to sell. And a lot of people think that they're appraising properly, but if you're new and you're like, well, Dave, I'm pretty sure I got the price right. If you're brand new, there's probably a 70% chance that you did get it wrong, right?
Okay.
And I'm not being negative. I'm just saying that when new people usually don't get their appraisals right, even though they think they are.
Keep it real, man. I'm going to sell phones. So
I don't want to be critical or anything. I'm just being honest. Most people think that they're good with their appraisals, and they're just not after I test them. So so make sure that you actually really are selling it. And this is important, guys, to get your eBay listings to sell within 1 or 2 or 3 days. Because here's why. When you get your listings to sell and you're aggressive and you're just going to sell them and blow them out cheap, you don't get attached to the prices, right? And it forces you to not overpay for something. So if you're like, well, Dave, I got to try to sell because I paid too much. Well, then you're going to pay too much for the next item too. If you feel the pain of just selling that thing and getting it out of here and moving on, it will discipline you to be stronger in your negotiations so that you make a profit. Because remember, we make the money when we buy in this business, guys, right? Okay, let's move on to the next step. I hope it was helpful. We spent a lot more time than I thought on the laptops. I apologize for that, guys. But let's talk about what do you guys want to go over more? Getting calls, or negotiating, or building customer relationships so you have repeat business coming in all the time? So it says repeat business. And in particular, what platform would you need help with if it is leads? And if it's negotiating, what particular objections and stuff like that are you getting? All right, let's do a negotiation. Someone give me a negotiation where we're struggling. So Deb, you keep saying that people are wanting too much for the phones. Okay, so guys, if you are saying people are wanting too much for the phones, if anybody catches themselves saying that, right, you've got to reframe that, because your attitude towards the customer is going to come off. It's very important, right? If we blame the customers, we're not going to get the deals we want. So if you're saying people are wanting too much of the phones, the problem is you're not negotiating properly, right? You're not closing them. So you have to say, what am I doing that I could do to close people better? So instead of people want too much of the phones, what can I do better to close? We have to reframe those questions. So Deb, why don't we take a look at your text negotiation and we can see what you can do better to close so we can help you out. Do you mind volunteering your screenshots?
Sure. Let me see if I can pull one up, because I had a guy today, excuse me, Facebook, only my cold ads are sticking with it like a phone in the hand. If I put any writing up, they flag it immediately. So let me see with this guy. He wanted.
Can you just post a screenshot and we can critique it?
Yeah, let me see if I can pull it up here. If I can.
While you're getting that ready, let me get somebody else. Anybody else have a text message they want to critique? Someone says, I have trouble continuing the conversation after they said no or two. Okay, quick tip while Deb's doing that. How many people here are responding, are following up with every text message and just saying, hey, are you still interested? And like copy and pasting that message every day to like any lead that stopped responding to you. Give me a 1 if you're doing that. Give me a 2 if you're not doing that. This right here, guys, will get you an extra 1 or 2 phones per day if you do this. Someone says 2, 2, 1, 1, 2. So, okay, so what you're going to do, right? This is what we do. For all your messages, like let's say you're getting a bunch of messages on Facebook Marketplace, Letgo, Craigslist, wherever you're getting messages or text. You want to copy and paste the message. Are you still interested? I'll type it like this in the chat. Still interested? Question mark, like that. And then copy and paste that message just spam everybody who stopped responding to you. And do this every day to 15 or 20 leads and just say, still interested? You'll be amazed at how many more people you can re-engage into the negotiation and still close after that. It works amazing. I did this live. I don't know. Did anybody watch the video? I did that live with an employee where he wasn't responding. He wasn't following up with any leads. I literally did it in 5 minutes, closed the deal that he hadn't responded to in a week. I don't know if you guys saw that, but I can post that video later, and I closed the deal live like that. Literally took me 5 minutes. And all I did was, hey, still interested in selling the phone? And they were like, oh, yeah, how's it going? But the price you offered was too low. I negotiated, and we ended up closing the deal. I can post that later on, maybe tomorrow for you guys. Deb, did you find that? Deb?
I'm looking, trying to find it. I've got so many responses of people wanting to buy the phone. I'm trying to look it up.
Okay.
All right.
Who's getting text messages? Who has text messages to respond to? Are you guys actually responding to text? Because we should have more people to critique here. Asim, do you want me to critique one of yours for you? So if you're not volunteering now, is it because you're nervous I'm going to say something mean about your text, or is it because you're not getting any texts? Because we have 62 people on the chat, so I'm wondering why more people aren't volunteering to critique. Sam says mine is posted. Okay, Sam, I'm going to look at yours while Deb does that. Someone says I can't share my screen. All you're going to do, guys, is just post here. Here, watch this. Let me tell you what to do. Just go like this. I'll make this real easy for you. Just post it right where I said the group chat. See this guy's post. See how Sam posts here is right in the comments. So just go to the members group. Hey guys, group chat starts now, and post a screenshot of your text right here, and then I can look at it for you guys. So let's see how Sam did with this. So the person says I have a Series 3 Apple Rose watch still in good shape. Sam says awesome. Can you please tell me the gigabyte case size and original carry? I want to make sure I give you an accurate quote. Thanks. So that was pretty good. I like your response on that, Sam. You know, I think that's a lot of questions, though, on the first response, and it might overwhelm someone. So have you tried just being like, you know, do you know do you know what size is it? Is it 38 millimeter or 42 millimeter? Something like that. Try to give people one thing at a time, because if you give them too many, it confuses them. Now, in this person, they got it. They said it right away, but you might lose 60% of people with that. And remember, guys, when we're doing a text negotiation, there's a lot of momentum. So the better we can respond in the beginning of the negotiation, the better the negotiation goes, and it builds up momentum, okay? So I would have probably just made that a little simpler. Someone says, I haven't gotten any messages yet. I've been a slacker, need to get more ads up. Okay, well, thank you, Nate, for being honest. We have one honest person on the chat. Nobody else answered the question, so I'm not sure I don't know if you guys are getting a bunch of messages. You just don't want to me to critique it. So let's see. Sam is doing great on Marketplace. You can connect with Sam and she'll maybe help you get ads posted on Marketplace because she's doing really good getting her a lot of messages on Marketplace. So she said, awesome. I can give you $80 and meet you at West Biloxi Library. Is that cool? That was a very good response, Sam, because you showed empathy and you built rapport. You said, awesome, which is good. You were excited. You were enthusiastic about the deal. And they said, oh, no, I'm good, thanks. And then you said, I totally understand, which is good. You understood them. You showed that you cared. And then you said, how much were you looking to get? That was a very good response. That's a closing question. So you did good there. They said, I'm good, thanks. And you said, I got cash right now. I can make an easy transaction for you, and you won't have to worry about it. I'm good. You can stop texting. Not going to sell my watch for $80. Goodbye. Okay, so this is a kind of an advanced one, right? You did pretty good, Sam. But you said, I totally understand how much you're looking to get. And she said, I'm good, thanks. You said, I got cash right now. I can make an easy transaction. That might have been jumping the gun. So one of the biggest things is a customer, when you're doing your negotiation, there's the negotiation triangle, right? And one of the things is emotion on the negotiation triangle. If you guys watch that course video, if you haven't, please watch the psychology of negotiation in the course and we'll break down the negotiation triangle. But one of them is emotion. So this person's obviously angry or annoyed. She said, oh, no, I'm good, thanks. You said, I totally understand how much you're looking to get. And they said, I'm good, thanks. So what does that tell me, Sam? When she responded a second time by saying, I'm good, what kind of information does that give me?
Probably that she didn't like the price.
Yeah, she's kind of annoyed. She's irritated. The price is far off, right? So we got to first diffuse that anger. And if you say, I've got cash right now, what you're doing is kind of like being a pushy, like almost like a pushy salesperson at your, like when you walk in a store and you're like, hey, I just kind of want to look around right now. And they're like, yeah, but what were you looking for? How can I help you? And you're like, dude, I just want to look around. And they're kind of like, yeah, but what are you looking for? You're like, I don't know what I'm looking for, man. I just want to look, right? So it's better to just kind of like give them what they want. So if she says, I'm good, thanks. They're like, okay, cool. I understand. If you have any idea on the price, I would be happy to work with you. Because what you want to do is just get a little something from it, right? Because we're far from closing the deal on this person. If she's like, I'm good, thanks, she's not even close to saying yes to an agreement. So we're just trying to break her in a little bit at this point. Getting her to just give a little, like, I was thinking at least I would get 150 or something. Be like, okay, have you tried selling it yourself? All I want to do is just keep them talking to me. And I want to build a relationship because not everybody's going to be able to close in 2 or 3 no's. Some of them we might have to just get them to first realize that they're asking too much in a nice way by doing stuff like that. But the biggest thing is I just don't want the conversation to stop because that's what happened here, right? She stopped responding and now it's all over. She said, you can stop texting me. So does that make sense? I don't know if I made that more complicated than I needed to be.
Definitely. That made a lot of sense, and I appreciate it.
Yeah. So like a good response there would have been like, hey, I understand, Sade. If I would like to buy it. I don't know if the price was right or not, but did you have any idea what you were looking to get? I am interested. Something like that. Just let me know. Look, I know. All right. I apologize if the price is too much. Just any idea what you were looking to get? That way it just shows empathy that you understand where they're coming from. And empathy is very important. Okay, good. Thank you, guys. David actually posted one here. David Scaramella said, person said, how much would you give me for an iPad mini 2, 32 gigabytes, no scratches, no cracks, no dents? He said, thanks for your text to be able to do 45 for you on that. Would that be fair? This was a good response. Let's make sure your offers are good on these. iPad mini 2, 32 gigabyte. Let's check and make sure that's a good offer. Because the important thing is, right, even no matter what you say, if your offer isn't accurate, then we won't get the deal. So let's check to make sure the offer is accurate. iPad mini 2. Let's do an appraisal. Oh, I didn't follow my own rules. I remember we want to put seconds, not 2. There we go. 123, 133, 107, 82. I'm going to appraise this real quick for about 120 bucks. Okay. By the way, do you guys see how fast I appraise stuff? How fast do you guys think you should be appraising things? Does anybody know the rule with appraisals? 30 seconds, right? You want to be able to do your appraisal in 30 seconds. Give me a 1 if you're at 30 seconds for your appraisal right now. Give me a 2 if you're at a minute, and give me a 3 if you're longer than a minute. 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 2. Okay, so here's the breakdown with the numbers. For you guys that are struggling to get deals, okay, if you're like, you know, I can't get the deals, nobody's selling me phones. If you're a 3, you're losing 70% of the deals because you're not doing your appraisals in a minute, right? So response time is very important. So 5 elements of negotiation, guys, right, is appraisal, response time, rapport, constant control leading to the close and gathering data. So the faster you can appraise, the more accurate you can appraise, and the faster you can appraise, your chances go up. So if you can do an appraisal in 30 seconds, you've got a very good chance of closing the deal. You lose 50% of your chance after a minute, and after 2 minutes, you lose 70% of your chance of closing the deal. If you're still having to post in the Facebook group to see if your appraisal was accurate, you're going to be lucky to close 1 out of 20 texts. Okay, just being honest. And Jesus says even through text, yes, because in the meantime, where they're waiting for you to text back, they're texting somebody else. So you got to be on top of that, right? So response time is very, very important, guys. So, you know, skills are important in this business. The number one thing we do with the VIP clients that we have our VIP partnership program where me and Aaron Goldstein, we kind of help. We personally coach you like you work for us, and like we just take a small percentage of the sales. So for the people in that group, like the first thing that we do is make sure their appraisals are good. And we actually test them to make sure they're appraising properly. And we find that even people doing $10,000 a month, 80% of them still aren't good at doing appraisals yet. So I highly recommend, guys, if you really want to do good in this business, is to practice your appraisals every day. Get with somebody else to kind of do your appraisals. So the better you get at appraisals, the more chance it's going to increase your deals, and you'll be more confident to post more ads and to close more deals if your appraisals and offers are accurate. So that's huge. Watch the appraisal videos if you have to 3 or 4 times. There's a really good group chat right here under Appraisal Mastery. See this one, appraising super hard items. Like watch all these videos 2, 3, or 4 times if you think that's a weakness, and it will give you a lot of confidence on multiple items to purchase. Because if you're only buying iPhones too, you're going to limit what you're buying. Let's look at the next text. So his appraisal was decent. He said 45 on that, and it's selling for 120. So we could go a little higher on it, but it's a good one. He says, no, sorry, thanks anyways. And he says, I totally understand what you're looking to get. That was a good response, right? Because he had empathy, and then he did a closing question, and they said 120. Now 120, look at that. That's exactly what we appraised it at. So this person wants retail. And he said, that was a good response because he's making them think and question themselves. So he says, as a reseller, 120 would be tough for me since it's typically more than I could sell it for, but I'd love to give you an easy 45 and put cash in your pocket. Does that work? Now the person looks like didn't respond. So David, what I would do is, because obviously this person is not going to get 120 from a, is David here? David, are you in this chat right now?
Yeah, I'm here.
Cool. So David, what I would do with this person is if you try following up with them like 3 hours later or the next day and say like still interested and use that question mark technique.
No, I probably should have, but I never ended up getting back to them.
So sometimes this is what happens. Like people they want too much for their stuff, and we get this all the time. Where they'll ask a question, they want way too much money, and then we'll follow up with them the next day, and we end up closing that deal. We don't close all of them, but we'll close. You know, if we follow up with 4 or 5 people, we'll close 1 out of 5 of those follow-ups. Because what happens is they'll shop the competition, and guess what everybody else offers them? 45, 50, 45, same price range. But now nobody does this. Not many people actually follow up with the person. So when we follow up and we say, hey, still interested, we're keeping them going and we're building a relationship with them. And they're like, well, yeah, but you know, I just really wanted to get more than 45. Anyway, you could do that. And you keep sticking to your guns like you did. And they might even, you know, sometimes you close a deal over 2 or 3 days. They might shop around some more. And then they're like, you know what? This isn't worth it. I'm just going to get rid of this. This guy keeps following up with him. Let me just sell it to him. And because you're the guy that kept in contact with them, David, they go back to you because they like you. You've been nice, and you just kept following up with them. So they end up just going back to you. Does that make sense? So you did really, really good with the main part. That's the only thing I think will help you, and that will boost your sales up maybe by 20 or 30%, just that one technique.
Awesome.
Yep. Frankie says, I followed up with people for 72 days until we got an appointment, contact until contract. Awesome. Good job. Let's see. Let's look at the next one. Deb, so this is yours right here. This person says, is this available? I've got an XR damage. Would you trade? and you said trade. If you have something, what will you pay? So we're not going to take these deals. If they're trying to trade us a phone, we just ignore that. Okay. Would you trade? You could. Deb, are you there? Are you able to unmute yourself so I can help you? Deb?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yep. So in this situation, we don't do trades in this business. So I would just say, unfortunately, I don't do trades, but I'm happy to give you cash. Do you have anything you'd like to sell for cash?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I was trying to post the next text.
So what I want to do is I want to see what deals like we can have a chance, because that's a deal that's kind of, there's not much we're going to be able to do with that. We might be able to make a deal out of it by saying that and seeing what else they have to sell. But I'd like to see like a regular typical deal and see if I can help you with any like obvious things that we need to work on. So in the meantime, here's Francisco posted his. Yeah, Francisco has done a fantastic job closing. It says iPad mini unlocked. Hi there, apologize for not getting back to you from before. What model iPad mini is it? A1432. Cool. Now, just so we know, see this, guys, with the iPads or anything else, the model that begins with A is not the model number, just so you guys know. That will not give you an accurate description of the specs and the year and the exact model of an Apple product. It needs to start with like an MD or an MC. That's the model number. This is just a number off the bat. Like this is a very general model number. Like A1432, let me see what that is. A1432. So that's an iPad mini first generation, it looks like. But we don't know if it's a 16 gig, a 32 gig, a Wi-Fi. So we can't really do a really accurate appraisal based off that number. So just be careful with those. Someone says, damn, laugh aloud, damn, they're using it all the time. Yep. So he says, cool, what condition is in? Near perfect. And then he says, great, I could do $10 cash today for you. Would that work? Let's just see if that's accurate. Yeah, that's about right. If it's a mini first generation, they're only selling for about 60, 70 bucks. So $10 was an accurate offer. And then they said no. And he said, okay, how much are you looking to get? Excellent response. I really like that. He said, oh, okay, He added the oh, okay to show like he's being sympathetic and empathetic. So that was really good. How much are you looking to get? $100. Wow. So this person obviously has not tried selling it themselves yet. They haven't shopped around. They have no clue the market value. So he says 100 would be tough to match. Out of curiosity, have you tried selling your own yet? This was excellent because, see, as you can see, the person says not yet. They have no idea. So Francisco is gathering data, right? 5 elements of negotiation, remember? Gathering data and finding a solution. So he's finding out that this person didn't sell it yet, which is really good. Oh, what happened? There we go. And then they said, not yet. And he says, 100 more than I could typically sell it for, but I'd be happy to give you an easy 10 cash. Does that sound fair? No. Okay, so Francisco, are you still on the chat? Is Francisco still on the chat? Yes. Okay, yeah. So you can unmute yourself, by the way, Francisco, if you want to chat for a second. So okay. What you could do in this one, what works for us is take a screenshot, like go on your phone and in Appraise, like take a picture of this right here. See this iPad mini first generation? Or you can just take a picture with your phone on desktop and then send them the pic of what they're selling for on eBay. And this is a great way, like, hey man, I really love, this is good to build empathy. Like if it's a last deal, last chance ditch effort, and you've already, like you did a great job, you've already tried to close them, you've done everything right, and they still said no. Sometimes they just need to be educated more. Because they obviously have no clue. So if you say, hey man, I really want to buy this item, but I just want to show you, they're only selling on eBay for 60, 70 bucks right now. And I as a reseller, have to make a profit. So I really want to do a deal with you, but that's why I can only do the 10 bucks. And you'll see that some people would be like F off, but then some people will go, oh, I didn't realize that I can only sell it for that much. Frankie says, I don't care about eBay prices, and that's less than what they go for, so stop trying to lowball me. Well, you're going to get that sometimes, right? But then what you respond to that, Frankie, if they say something like that, like, well, I don't care what eBay says. This is what I want. Like, okay, I understand. Well, I tell you what, I'm happy to purchase this. Why don't you try selling it yourself or call around? If you can't sell it and you want to get rid of it, come back to me. I'm happy to work something out. You always want to leave it open for them so that way, and you want to do it in a way they can save face. You don't want to say, look, man, go try selling it, but you're never going to get that $70 or you're never going to get $100 what you're looking for. Because if you argue with them, you're just going to piss them off and they're never going to go back to you, right? So give them a way to save face by saying like, hey, man, I'd love to do business. If you can get the 100, that would be awesome. If not, you try selling on your own and you can't, come back to me. I'm always happy to buy it from you. Thank you again for reaching out to me. That makes people feel better. And it's not going to work 100% of the time, guys. But if you do this stuff 100% of the time, you're going to close a whole lot more deals, okay? So it's consistency with every deal, and it's being fair with customers, being polite, being professional is going to help you guys a lot. This was awesome. Thank you guys for volunteering these texts because, this helps a lot to go over these things for you guys. Let's see. Who's finding this helpful? Give me a 1 if it's helpful. Give me a 2 if you'd rather talk about something else. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. And if you want, Deb, if you still want me to critique something, because I know you said you were struggling, if you want to post, I'm happy to continue to critique your text for you. So 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Yes. Okay, good. Deb, are you still there? Deb?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay,
I'm trying to copy and paste the rest of it because the guy came out. He had a XR with a cracked screen on the same post. I'm just having issues trying to copy and paste this here today for some reason.
So you know what, Deb, what I want you to do, and this is for anybody else in the course, is anybody in the course here feel like they're not as tech savvy as they could be? Give me a 1 if you think that you could be a little more tech savvy, or that's maybe a weak point a little bit. So Deb, I get the impression that you're kind of struggling with technology. Am I right on that?
Yeah, a tad bit.
This is what I want you to do. Do you have someone like a young person or who's like a computer whiz guy, a relative, maybe a cousin, a nephew, a niece, someone that can just kind of sit with you for a half hour and just like really show you how to do some stuff easily?
Okay. Because I've been using the snipping tool, but it's not coming up.
Do you have someone like that, Deb?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yep. Yeah. So if you can do that, what I want you to do is just, pick their brain, buy them lunch, or, give them a coffee or something like that and say, hey, I really could use some help with technology. I need you to show me around. And I want you to just practice with them for half hour a day, because that's the number one thing that's going to get you more deals, Deb.
Okay. Because I've been trying to use the snipping tool, and I was asking how did the other guys in the group.
Because I'm just telling you, if it's taking you this long to do this for this, you're not losing deals because of the people. You're losing deals because your technology just needs a little bit of help, because customers are going to get frustrated. You just need a little more confidence with this, right? And to get that confidence, I really want you to for a half hour a day, to just play with some phones and get used to doing all these little things, like doing screenshots, like factory setting an iPhone, grab a junky iPhone, or grab a phone out of a drawer or something cracked that maybe a relative has, and just use it for practice, and just go through the process, all these little things that you should do. That's going to give you way more confidence to buy phones, okay?
Okay, sure.
So that's going to be your homework for the next week to do that. Frankie is super helpful. He said you can call him anytime. If you want to connect with Frankie too, he can help you out a little bit. So I don't know if you know Frankie in the course. He's networked with some of the other members too, and they've done appraisal drills together and stuff. So if you want to connect with him, he can help you out with some of that stuff.
Okay. Yeah. So yes, I see that.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. It's cool. And that goes for anybody else. If anybody else wants to connect, I highly recommend networking in the Facebook group. It's a really great way to have an accountability partner and work on your skills, guys. So that will help you out. Okay, so if you do get a chance to do it, Deb, post it. I'm happy to critique. And if not, I'm going to just I'm going to follow up with you next week, because you're in the VIP group, and I'm going to make sure that I just want you to make sure you follow through on that homework assignment for me, okay?
I will do. Will do.
Awesome. And Frankie, thank you for offering the support. I greatly appreciate that. Well, we got like 10 more minutes, guys. Is there something in particular you want to go over? Anybody else want to go over something? A certain situation, how to get more sales, how to get more leads. Let's talk about this. Leads. Okay. What platform in particular are you guys? Let me do this. Type every platform you're currently posting ads on. Now, I need to get a response from as many people as possible so I can help you guys. So be honest. If you're not posting on anywhere and you're not posting at leads, I need to know that. If you're posting on Facebook groups, say Facebook groups, Let Go Craigslist, or just Craigslist. Tell me where you're at so I know where to help you guys the most. See, Let Go Marketplace, Facebook, Craigslist, Let Go. Craigslist, Let Go, Facebook, Marketplace, and Groups. Sam says Facebook groups and Marketplace. See, groups, Craigslist, Marketplace, Let Go, Facebook groups, only Let Go, Craigslist, Facebook groups, paid Facebook ads, Let Go. Okay, Craigslist, groups, Marketplace, Let Go, OfferUp, Instagram.
Hey, Dave.
Yep.
Question for you about the leads.
Okay.
Could you talk a little bit more about the website? I watched that in the video, the mini course that you did.
Yeah.
Are you still getting a ton of leads from the little easy site that you put together?
The ranking on Google, that's a pretty advanced topic.
Okay.
I think you're better off just going hard on the basics right now, Isam. Right.
Okay.
That's like if you're, let's say we're playing a video game, right, and that's like the final boss type of level.
That's
right?
Bowser.
You're like on level 3 right now, so you need to beat some of the smaller bosses before you get to the big boss. If that makes sense. Okay. And then we can get you there, in the future if you want some help with that. Let's see. You guys, I see a lot of people who's actually getting leads from Instagram. I see like 4 or 5 people actually said Instagram. I'm curious about that. Is anybody actually getting leads from organic Instagram, or are you doing paid Instagram ads like Facebook ads? Because I kind of count those as paid Facebook ads. Free Instagram. Chris, you're using free Instagram? What are you guys doing on Instagram to get leads? Someone says killing it. Instagram paid ads works insane. We're doing amazing on Instagram paid ads. That's in the paid Facebook ads course. If you guys want to check that out, is that's that course is like another 5 or 6 hours just on Facebook ads alone, because that's it's not something I can cover 10 minutes in the group chat. But paid Facebook Instagram ads are working incredible. Chris says you're just posting on your Instagram story. Does anybody know how to post on your stories? We did it last week. I showed how to post in group stories, but I didn't show personal stories. Does anybody try that? Chris, how many leads are you getting from Instagram?
I don't really get a lot. I mean, I get one here and there. I just picked up a couple of weeks ago. I picked up a X and a Google Pixel 3 from just posting like here and there on my Instagram. I don't do it very seriously by any means.
Okay, so Instagram's not getting you a ton of phones. It's getting you a couple ones.
Yeah. I mean, I don't do it really seriously either.
So everybody, can you guys type in really quick how many leads you're getting per day? Thank you, Chris, too, for mentioning that. I appreciate it. We only got about 5 or 10 minutes left, so I'm just trying to see what we can do if I can leave you guys some solid value for the end of the day here. 3. Everybody type in how many leads you're getting. That means how many calls or texts. I see 3, 5, 30, 15 to 20, 30 to 50, 25. You're getting some good leads then. 5 to 10, 7 to 8 a day right now. About 50. Sam says. Deb says 10 to 30. Wow, you're getting that many, Deb? Oh man, when you get good at technology and you start appraising, you are gonna start making some money. Because if you're getting 30 leads a day,
yes.
Once you figure out how to appraise, you should be making 10 to 15,000 a month with 30 leads a day. If you're doing 30 leads a day, you can easily do 15,000 a month in this business by getting good at appraisals and negotiating properly. Very easy. Gil says 10 now, about 40 before I left for Japan. It says 5 to 20, 10 to 20, 10 to 20. If you're getting 20 to 30 leads per day, Sam says, tell me why mine's off. I love tech. Sam, what are your problems? You're getting 50 leads a day. You're still not closing. What do you think it is?
I've read that negotiation book, listened to it 3 times. I don't know what I'm not grasping, but I'm not closing.
I think appraisals is your issue, because I've noticed on a couple of things you've done really good with the communications, but I think your appraisals have been a little low. So I think that could be where you're losing them. I would get with someone here that's really good at appraising and just have them test you, because I think that's the weak link for you right now, is that. Because you've got everything down. You've got the negotiation down. I'll approve you on that. I think you're doing pretty good with that. Could it be better? Yes, but you're probably like a 7 out of 10, which means you should be doing better than what you're doing with the amount of leads that you're at, right?
Yeah.
You're definitely doing good with your leads, which is great. I think appraisals is your weak point, right? So this is a good thing to know. Like if you guys are getting, let's say, 20 or 30 leads a day, you're either off on your appraisals or you're just not communicating properly with people. I will bet 90% chance your appraisals are the problem. That's normally what I see when we work with people. Even if you're good at appraising, but you're bad at negotiating, you'll get more deals than being good at negotiating and bad at appraising. Okay? Just so you guys kind of know on that.
Well, that shocks me, because whenever you would do them, like in the group chat and everything, I felt like, what I posted, when you asked us to appraise an item, right? Like our test in here, I feel like I was spot on with what you said, I mean.
Let me test you right now. Let's see. I'm going to pick. Let me test. You guys want me to test you guys with a quick appraisal, Joe, and see how fast you can really give me an accurate answer? Anybody want to do that?
Do it.
We should probably put the timer on for 30 seconds, right? I'm only going to say okay. So this is good. I'm going to be a little tough with you guys on this, all right? This is like appraisal boot camp here. So I'm going to give you, I'm only going to say the phone one time. That's it. So you need to be a good listener, okay? And I'm going to say go, and I'm going to start counting down and see who's the most accurate. And we'll see. I want you to tell me in the chat how much it's going to sell for and what you would offer me on it, okay? And I'm going to give you a hard one too. So let me do one really quick. Give me 1 second. I'm doing an appraisal on something really quick, so that way I have the answer. And I'm not going to do that one because that one's too hard. There's no appraisals for that one. I'll give you a somewhat. And we're not going to be super hard, but somewhat hard. So let me pick this one and see. No, not enough comps for that one. Let me do. Let's see. Try to pick an offbeat phone. Sorry guys, give me 1 second. Okay, I think I got one. Okay, you can appraise this in less than 30 seconds. I just did it in 10, so I know for sure you can do this. You ready? iPhone X, 64 gigabytes for Sprint. It's got a cracked screen. The screen works. Go. Let's see who's got it. So I don't have a stopwatch, but I'm looking at my clock right now. And then you're going to type in the chat what you think it's going to sell for and how much you're going to offer. Let's see, we're at about 20 seconds right now. We're at 25. All right, 30 seconds is up. Okay, so boom, at this point, you now lose 50% of your deals if you don't have the number. Now, for those who responded, good job, guys, by the way. I have to commend you guys for participating and getting excited doing this so quickly. All right, so I appraised it. It's going to sell for $280, and I would offer $160 on a $280 deal, between $150 to $160 for $280. So if you said $280 and you'd offer $160, then you're just about right. Joe says buy for $160, sell $290. Great job. Sam, what did you say on that? What was your answer? Sell for $300, offer $150. So you're pretty close. Your offer is a little low though, so that could be it. I have a feeling that you're kind of playing it safe, Sam, with your offers. So you're starting really, really low, and that could be losing you a lot of deals. So what, another thing is, guys, when you're like a phone like this, Sam, let's talk for a second. You want to unmute this, because this is a good learning experience for everybody. Like, let's say this: if it's going to sell for a $280 phone, what deal would you guys rather fight for? A $280 phone or a $60 phone? What deal would you rather have if you had to spend 15 minutes negotiating on it and really put some work in? What would you guys rather do? A $280 phone, right? Because if you buy that phone, let's say even for $170, and you sell it for $280, even after fees, you're looking at an $80 profit. Who here feels like putting in a half hour's worth of work with negotiating and meeting the person, a half hour for $80 is like good pay for you right now? Who feels like that's, it's worth the money to do this business, to make $80 for a half hour? Everybody said yes, no problem, yes, yes. So Sam, what I would do is like really follow up with those people that maybe you didn't close on that and get aggressive with them, right? Like even go up to 190 on that, because on a deal like that where you go up to 190, you're still going to make $60 profit, right? And if you can buy, let's say 50 of those phones per month, only 50, that's a $3,000 profit. And that's like paying top dollar. You're still making $3,000 profit. And you're looking at only working maybe 10 hours a week for that. 10 hours a week for $3,000 a month on the side. That's probably worth it, right?
Yeah.
And that would probably be about $8,000 or $9,000 a month in sales. You'd probably be at about, I would say like between $8,000 to $10,000 a month, and you make $3,000 profit. Do you think that was helpful there? Do you think you're being as aggressive as you could be with your prices if you have to close those good deals?
If you're asking if I think I have been, no.
Okay.
Because like I'm so worried because I've got, granted I did double my money on one deal, the double X's, whatever, in the watches. But I'm so worried that I'm going to mess up.
Yeah. So guys, just so you know, fear is going to keep you where you don't want to be. Okay. So you've got to break out of I noticed a lot of you guys said, I'm afraid to buy laptops. I'm afraid to do this.
Yep.
Fear holds you back as a business person. People fail in life because of fear, right? So we want to try to trick our brain to feel comfortable with these scary things, like paying a little bit more. If you do pay top dollar, be like, at least I'm going to gain knowledge, because you're going to gather data and you're going to get smarter. So it's better to be a little more aggressive, make mistakes, and get a little bit burnt. But you're not really getting burned. You're gathering data. It's making you a better business person. Because every time that happens and you get a little aggressive and you pay more, you become more confident, right? So does that make sense, Sam?
Let's put it this way. Wait till after the group chat and look at what I post in the group.
Okay, good. I like that.
That just happened this week. But I have a question for you.
Okay.
Would you be willing you said you did the appraisal yourself. Can you do a screenshot? Because I'm seeing one sold 6 days ago for $300.
Okay, so let's talk about how I arrived so quickly at that, okay? And you got to remember, we're doing like rocket speed appraisals here, right? Because the key is you're going to try to hit the bullseye. Actually, let me just put the screen back and talk to you guys for a second. Gil says, I'm pumped to get back in a deal flow. See you all later. Awesome, Gil. Good luck to you. In appraisals, right, it's more important to get close to the bullseye than be perfectly accurate, right? And I've seen, like, I remember one of my employees, he was taking 2 minutes to do appraisals. And I saw him like trying to be perfect. And I was like, dude, you're losing like half of the deals on us because you're taking 2 minutes. Like, just make him an offer. He's like, yeah, but what if I get it wrong? I'm like, I don't care. Get close. Just I'd rather you make an offer and be somewhat in the ballpark and do it in 30 seconds rather than take 2 minutes. And he changed, and the amount of deals he closed went up by 40% just by making offers faster, right? And I was like, look, if you mess up, if you do 20 deals and you screw one up, I'm not going to hold you accountable and beat you up because you lost a little money, because we're going to make a whole lot more because you're going to get more deals, even if you mess up once in a while. But the speed is important. So let's see how I did it fast like this. So iPhone X cracked Sprint. This is what my search right here, Sam. Okay. And I saw this one. This is unlocked, so I didn't use this one. I used this one right here for $279.95. Look at that. That's one of my students. That's my bill of sale. Huh. Is this? That might be Chris. That's funny. Anyways, is there anybody here on the chat? Was that their phone? Oh, Chris, it was you. That is you. $279. That's funny. You put the bill of sale there. I've never seen anybody do that with the thing. So $279, $297, $335 cracks. I don't want to use this one right here because this one says ID locked. 335, 305. So I've got, Sam, 305, 335, 279. Now, the reason why I went towards 280 is because these, I don't feel comfortable with the market the way it is, okay? And I want to go lightning speed. So I want to give a fair offer, and we could have gone a little bit higher. Maybe I'll get 320, but I know for sure I'm going to get 280, 100%. Because I can see this just sold, and it's the most recent. So I try to go towards the lower end, but not lowball them on the price. And that's why I picked 280 for this one. Because if I pick 310, but then the phone only sells for 290, I'm going to be mad. That makes sense? Sam, you still with me?
I muted myself, sorry.
Oh yeah, no worries.
No, here's my problem then. Because I see one sold on the 10th, one on the 5th, one on March 22nd. It is not showing me the ones that you're getting. I don't know.
Are you doing it on mobile or desktop? You doing your appraisals mobile or desktop, Sam?
On my phone.
Okay, so mobile.
Sam.
Mobile's weird. Sometimes on mobile it's a little trickier. Who's
Sam, I noticed that on mobile it doesn't get. It's the same.
Oh, hey, Sam.
Yeah, Sam, on mobile, it never gives me the accurate stuff. I don't use the app anymore. I actually, if you have, so check this out. On your phone, you have a browser, right? Like an internet browser.
Yeah.
What you can do if you have Chrome or you have Firefox, you can tell it to give you the desktop view, and you can get the exact eBay that Dave is trying to show it with us now.
I did not even know that, so thank you.
Yeah, no problem. That's the thing. Whenever I try to do an appraisal, if I'm on the road, I do it that way because eBay doesn't list the same for the app and the mobile version.
I did not even know that. And yeah, that's what I do too, because I do my appraisals as I'm going, you know?
Yeah, you may have to. Cool shirt, by the way.
Thank you.
All right, guys. So I hope this was helpful. We tried to cover as much as I could. We didn't get to the ads as much, but it seems like you guys got the ads covered really well. I think if I'm going to wrap it up now because it's pretty past. I try to give you guys as much value as I can. For the ads, we can spend more time next week going over ads. It looks like a lot of you guys are getting the lead, though. That's why I didn't cover it that much. It seems like leads aren't your problem, so I felt this would be more helpful for you guys because the offers and the appraisal is really, really important in the response time. So that's why I do this. But we can do leads next time. And if you guys want, keep in mind like what platforms you want help with on the leads, and I can try to do that more. Like if you're like you want more marketplace tips, you want Craigslist tips, you want Facebook group tips, let me know, and then I'll try to focus on that more little section on the group chat next week for you guys. Okay. Let's keep learning. Remember, guys, it's important. Knowledge is important. So make sure, who here watches the course videos at least 30 minutes a day? Give me a 1 if you do. Give me a 2 if you're not. The course video is important. It's going to get you motivated. It's going to get you excited because when you learn knowledge, your brain literally gets endorphins from knowledge. It makes you actually happier and more focused and excited. So it's important to learn every day. Start your morning off for a half hour. Watch the course videos. Get excited about some new technique and go apply it. You need the juice to start your day up. You don't wake up like this. Gonna post some ads. Gotta get myself some phones. Hopefully somebody messaged me today. Let's see what happens. Hopefully today's the day I buy a phone. You don't want to have that attitude when you wake up. You want to wake up with the attitude of I'm excited. I'm ready to get some business. I'm buying some phones. You want to watch some group chat replays. You want to have me in your face and read that credo that we have and get excited. And that's going to get you better results. So, okay, guys, everybody have a great day, and we'll see you again next week.